All right, is everybody enjoying this venue for an event? Pretty cool, isn't it? All right, so people who are here, let me say this first. I'm Michael Jacobson. I am the CEO of the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce. We're so happy to have y'all here in Arlington, but let me ask a couple of questions. So, who in the room is from Tarrant County? All right. How many here are from Dallas County? Got a few. All right, how many here are from Arlington? All right, good deal. Well, for those who are not from Arlington, welcome to Arlington. We are very pleased to have y'all here. We're very pleased that the governor chose Arlington for this small business summit. We should say this. You look at North Texas, we are the fourth largest economy in the nation. We are an economy that's the same size. If we were looking at us globally, we would rank somewhere around 18th or 19th among countries. So the Dallas-Fort Worth region is a huge economic giant. And it's an economy that just keeps growing. And even with all the threats of whatever's going to happen with our economy, here we continue to just keep rolling forward, and that's a great thing. And sometimes when we think about that in a huge economy, we think about sometimes, some of us, the big companies. But the reality is 99% of all companies in North Texas are small businesses. The backbone of our economic growth are our small businesses. It's not the large businesses, it's the small businesses. So having y'all all here today and thinking about ourselves as small businesses and what we can do to help ourselves develop and grow, this is the future of our economy. This is the future of when we come back here, I don't know how many years from now, and we say that this is the second biggest economy in the nation, which I have no doubt we will be. We're on that path of growth. It'll be the people that are in this room, it'll be the small businesses that help drive that for us. And so I appreciate all y'all being here. And in Arlington, I will say this, if you're not from here or haven't been here, I'm very proud of our chamber and what we do to support small businesses. We have great activities going on all the time. Matter of fact, if you've been at the chamber, we have something called Business Over Breakfast. We'll bring in about 120 members or so. They come in and they do commercials, 30-second commercials about themselves. If you were there this week, you'd have had the opportunity to break boards. We had a karate instructor and company that was in. It was fun to watch. So we're doing things all the time. We've just launched a buy local campaign that we call Keep It Local, where again, we're focusing on our small businesses that are in Arlington. So when all the people come to this area, and we get a huge amount of visitors every year that come into the entertainment district, that we help make sure that our small businesses get the success from that. They feel the love from all the people that are coming in here. And later today at lunch, Rob Matwick with the Rangers will talk about what they do to make sure that that happens, how they support our small businesses. So there are good things going on. And I should say this, with all the chambers, and I didn't see any other chamber CEO. It doesn't mean one's not here. But the one thing I should say about all of our chambers in Tarrant County and actually across North Texas, we all work together. We enjoy supporting each other. Some people may think of it as a competitive environment, but it's not a competitive environment. We're all committed to the same thing, and that's helping our members grow their businesses and helping our communities be better and stronger communities. That's what we all do. So we all work together, and so wherever you're from, I'm sure you have a great Chamber of Commerce that's there supporting your efforts. With that, I'm going to go ahead and move forward and introduce Alberto Trevino, the Commissioner representing labor at the Texas Workforce Commission. Alberto Trevino III serves as the Commissioner representing labor for the Texas Workforce Commission. On January 9th, 2023, Governor Greg Abbott appointed him to the 3-member commission, and he was confirmed by the Texas Senate on March 15th, 2023. Prior to his appointment, Commissioner Trevino of Harlingen served as a retired served as a U.S. border agent. Trevino has nearly 33 years of combined law enforcement and border patrol experience, with 21 years of service to the Local 3307 of the National Border Patrol Council, where he served as Executive Vice President and later as Treasurer. Prior to NBPC, Commissioner Trevino served as a police instructor, background investigator, patrol officer for the Harlingen Police Department. He is a third-degree Knight of the Knights of Columbus, former member of the City of Harlingen Tennis Advisory Board, and former volunteer for Little League Baseball. Trevino received an associate's degree in criminal justice from Texas Southmost College. Please help me welcome Commissioner Trevino III to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the Small Business Summit in Arlington, Texas. So I'm going to keep this brief because I know you're going to have a full day of events this morning. Thanks, Michael, for that introduction. As he said, my name is Alberto Trevino. I'm originally from a small town in Harlingen, Texas. I served as a police officer there for about 8 years and then joined the U.S. Border Patrol. Most of my time was served along the Texas border, but I've traveled throughout the United States. In that time, I also got to serve with Local 3307, which is the union that represents the agents and support staff on their job. So that was a little bit about myself. Also, I want to let you know that I grew up with a family that owned small businesses. My grandfather was in Enberg, Texas, and he had a sewing machine repair shop. And when I was in high school, I would go and spend summers with him. And I'd pick up the heavy sewing machines, put them on his work desk, take them off, carry them to the car. But I got to see how he interacted with his customers and how he treated them fairly. But he had that passion, which I'm sure you all do, in his business. And that transferred to his customers. And they would come back, and he treated them basically like family. My father was a dentist, so he had a small practice in Harlingen, and my mother was his receptionist. So after school, my younger brother and sister would walk to his office, finish our homework, but we got to see how he interacted with his patients. And he had a small practice, but he had a lot of loyal followers. I know a lot of people don't like to go to the dentist or they're afraid to, but he had such a calm way about him that they would come to him. So I can see how important it is to learn how to deal with your customers and your staff. So as commissioner representing labor, which is totally new for me, but very excited to do it and honored that Governor Abbott asked me to, it's my responsibility to serve 15 million working Texans, to make sure that they are respected and treated fairly in the workplace. They have the opportunities to obtain the skills that they need in small and large businesses. So we are focused on unlocking opportunities for Texas workforce to learn new skills that will benefit both the workers and the employers. So I appreciate the chance to say hello this morning. And I want you all to know that I want you all to enjoy this summit. It's going to be a great event. Thank you all.
All right, so how many people in this room have trouble hiring right now? Anybody trying to hire? Go ahead, raise your hand if you. So the reason I raise that is it just points to how critical the Texas Workforce Commission is to the economy of our state. And you'll hear later, if you're on a panel, from Judy McDonald from Tarrant County Workforce Solutions. Just know that there's this support out there if you are trying to hire to help you find the people that you need to have. One of the things you have to do as a business owner sometimes is speak up, let people know. There's a lot of support out there, and each of the chambers, I think, do. I know we do. We support We support workforce development. So don't be afraid to look for support to help you as you try to grow your business. The thing that will separate economies moving forward more than anything else is going to be labor supply. Do you have the workforce that you need in your community? And the only way we're going to get the workforce we need in our communities is to all work together, whether that's with the Texas Workforce Commission or with Workforce Solutions or with your local chamber. All right, I'm going to introduce Larry McManus. He's Director of Business and Community Development, Office of the Governor. Larry McManus is the Director of Business and Community Development in the Office of the Governor. The Texas Economic Development Office of the Governor, Texas Economic Development and Tourism. He's responsible for the management of the office's existing industry and business recruitment activities, small business, international marketing, research, and community relations initiatives. And let me say this, I'll go off script. It's our local businesses, when we look at, again, the growth of our economy, recruiting companies is kind of sexy, right? People enjoy, you like battle for whoever is kind of building a new facility, but growing our own is far more important. And so he's got a big job. So McManus has 29 years of economic development experience in the state of Texas. Prior to returning to the EDT in 2020, McManus served as Senior Director for Rural Economic Development at the Texas Department of Agriculture. He also spent nearly 5 years with Nations Bank, now Bank of America. McManus holds a Bachelor of Business Administration and Finance from the University of Texas at El Paso and is a graduate of the Economic Development Institute at the University of Oklahoma. Larry.
Hey, go Miners, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure to be back in Arlington. I actually lived here for a couple of years, 90, 91. Back in those days, you could get $5 outfield seats. Didn't know how good that was to today, but could hear Nolan Ryan throw the pitch and right into the glove. You could hear that pop, so it was kind of cool. And if we splurged, we paid $6 to be in the reserve just below. So I was always paying $5. But anyway, well, thank you so much for the introduction. And before we get started, I do want to recognize our small business team. As the day goes on and you have questions regarding anything from the governor's office, I'd like to recognize our team. Our small business advocate is Jarvis Brewer. Jarvis, if you can stand up so people can see you. Jack Harrell is over on the left there, waving. Next to him is Nydia Ramirez. And then just around the screen here is Brian Roller. So if you happen to see them, we will be having our event downstairs, and we do have a booth, and they will be manning the booth. So feel free to come by the booth and visit with them. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you on behalf of Governor Abbott and our Executive Director, Adriana Cruz, and we're delighted to have you here with us to participate in this Small Business Summit here in Arlington, where we will have a tremendous lineup of people and business people who are invested right here in Arlington. I'd also like to thank our local partners and sponsors for helping us bring this event to you. So please join me in thanking the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, yeah. And then Rev Entertainment. They're involved and they'll be part of the lunch that you have today. So thank you for them as well. Also to our resource provider partners, many of whom are based in different locations across the state. Thank you for coming as well. Some of you travel long distances to be here serves as a reminder to all of us just how important our work is here at the state of Texas. If you turn your attention to the screen for the organizations that have joined us today, they will provide valuable information for small business owners. Please take time to visit with them and network with them during the breaks and between sessions and at lunch. Hopefully you're seeing that. Yes, okay, good. And then again, thank you to our resource providers as well. The Office of the Governor is committed to making Texas a place for business to succeed. and our office will continue to assist small businesses, which are the foundation of Texas' strong economy. Just a quick couple of touts here. You may not know this, but Texas's economy is $2.36 trillion. Preliminary numbers show it to be the 8th largest in the world. So if we were our own nation, and there are some people that would like us to be our own nation, we would be 8th. The economy has expanded faster than the nation for 4 quarters now in a row, and we are the top exporting state. 21 years in a row. 23% of all exports come from Texas, and a lot come from small businesses. So you contribute to that being a small business. So we're excited. This is a great time for Texas. And at this time, please turn your attention to the video screens for a few words from our governor, Greg Abbott.
Hi, this is Governor Greg Abbott. Welcome to the 2023 Office of the Governor Small Business Summit. Thank you all for taking part in this exciting event that celebrates and encourages small businesses in Texas. There are more than 3 million small businesses in our state, and they employ nearly half of all Texans. Small businesses are the backbone of our state's booming economy, and they offer success for every Texan across our state. We're the top state for jobs created by Hispanic women business owners and Black business owners. Texas is home to the lowest business operating cost, which is why so many entrepreneurs come to our state to find the freedom and opportunity they just cannot get elsewhere. So thank you to all of the small business owners for your investment in Texas. Together, we will ensure that Texas is the best state to live, raise a family, and to grow a business. May God bless you in your efforts, and may God forever bless the great state of Texas.
Thank you very much, Governor. And we'll go ahead and get the show started, and Michael will take you the rest of the way. Thank you very much.
So the Governor's Economic Development and Tourism Office really is, I think, the best in the nation. There's a reason why our economy is what our economy is and the power that we have. It's because you have great leadership that pulls the right levers at the right time to make things grow and make things happen in our economy. I always say that, economic growth doesn't happen just because we hope it will. It happens because of the commitment of individuals who work hard to make sure that it does, whether it's a small business owner or whether it's someone who is working in economic development in a place like the governor's office. All those things come together to make for economic growth, so we really appreciate the governor's office and what they do. Before we dive into the panel sessions for today, let me provide you with a brief overview of today's summit. All of our information panels will be held down in the lower concourse in the Balcones Speakeasy. I can't wait to see a panel in the Speakeasy. Anybody here ever been to the Speakeasy? So it's one of the cool things about this ballpark is all the different places you can go and opportunities that you have, and you'll see the Speakeasy when you go down there is a pretty fun place. And it also the First Base Club. So they're both down on the lower concourse. Our first set of panels will be Building a Business, Learn from the Experts, moderated by Michael Daly, and that will be in the Speakeasy. And Access to Finance and Funding, which will be moderated by Linda Williams, and that's in the First Base Club. After those conclude, we'll take about a 45-minute break to network with the resource providers that have traveled from around the state to be here today and provide information on their organizations. All those providers will be located in between the First Base Club and the Balcones Speakeasy. We'll resume our panel sessions at 11 a.m. with What's Hot? Marketing and Communication Tools for Small Business, which will be moderated by the Greater Arlington Chamber's Britton Cunningham Merritt. And she'll be in the Speakeasy, and then we'll have a panel on recruiting, training, and retaining in today's economy, and that's going to be moderated by Judy McDonald, and that will be in the First Base Club. All right, before we get out of here, this morning, but before we're done today, we're going to have a keynote message from Rob Matwick, who's the Executive Vice President of Business Operations for the Rangers. And he'll talk about the development of Globe Life Field in this area, and then their also commitment to small business. Also, during today's event, there's a place where you can go get a headshot. So if you want a free professional headshot, and they say every business owner needs to have one in their portfolio, there's a booth in the back of this room where you can go and get your headshot, so make sure you do that. When you leave from here, just know as you go that way, to my left, to your right, that's how you're going to get down to the lower concourse level. There's an elevator that's down this way, and people will help you find your way. There's bathrooms there. And as you go down and you get to the lower concourse level at the elevator, there's restrooms right there, so plenty of restrooms. If for some reason something goes horribly wrong, the good news is there's a lot of ways to get out of this building. So just always keep an eye on the exits, and obviously there's the exits over here that we came in on. There's an exit over here. Again, it's a ballpark. There's plenty of exits, so you can find your way out if you need to. Also, there will be a survey that goes out to all attendees, so we'll ask that you please do respond, because the more we can find out about the value you found in this time we spent together, the better we can do them in the future. So with that, I think that's it. So we're ready to venture down to the lower concourse. And again, that's going to be that direction. Thank y'all for being here with us this morning. Hopefully you're going to have a great day.